Hello, everyone. It's Charlton. So, I wanted to. There's a story here about this guy, David Geovanis, and the Senate. Senate investigators want to question him. I believe he may be in Moscow now. He was just back in the United States not long ago in 2017, I think this report says, when his mom died. He's gone back and forth. He's an associate of Trump's, mostly why I wanted to show you this video. Honestly, I don't want to go too much into this individual just because I don't want to get bogged down. I don't know. There's a video here of Trump in Russia, and it's nothing major, but I never saw it before. Okay, and I don't, and I know somebody's gonna say, I've seen that already. I saw that a long time ago. But I haven't seen it before, and it's posted on some Russian YouTube channel in January of 2019, so just like a month ago. But I don't know, I never saw it before, and it's Trump, and he's full blown. He's with this dude Lorber, I think is his last name, who's also, I think, a large real estate businessman from New York who has ties to Russia or was trying to make major investments in Russia, and they're there for that. They're there to discuss the prospects of a Trump Tower, I guess, in Moscow, and they're meeting with the then mayor, I think, a guy whose name is Vladimir Rezin. I'll try to cruise through this article, but the video is it's right here, man, and it's just I just never saw it before. It's pretty crazy. I don't know which one of these dudes is Lorber, that I don't know. I know that's. And you can't blow up the picture for some reason. It doesn't even allow you. That's David Geovanis. He's also pictured in this, and this is him in Russia, where it's actually sort of making fun of America. It's named something like capitalism. This is capitalism, and he's pictured with, I think, three slightly nude or clad, whatever it's called, women, and pictured in front of a picture of Stalin. But the two other women aren't in this picture here for some reason. Pretty sure. Why don't I show you the video and then I'll go through some of this stuff. Obviously, if you've been watching my channel, even though most people are not watching the videos about my view on Trump and Hillary Clinton fixing the 2016 election, which I continue to believe, I'm not absolutely convinced, but I definitely am extremely suspicious of it. I've looked at the numbers too, and they're very suspicious as well. And it's just basic stuff, man. It's basic that everybody's focusing on Trump colluding with the Russians to win. You can't do that. There's no such thing as fixing a fight with the winner. That's just winning, okay? So if there really was Russia collusion, it would have to be with the loser. You cannot fix a fight by going to the winner and asking the winner to do the opposite of taking a dive. That's just winning. There's no such thing. You have to go to the loser and have that loser, the person you want to lose, and have them lose on purpose, have them take a dive. And obviously, somebody, in my opinion, somebody had the dirt on her. Probably both the Russians and Trump did. I think Trump's got the dirt on tons of people. And I'm just picking up vibes all over the place that's just how he's always operated, and, the whole fake news thing, I'm going to get to the point in a second. He's the master of fake news. He knows it. He could see it a mile away because he himself has been creating it throughout most of his career in New York. And that's, so. Anyways, I don't know why people have not, been like, holy moly, it's just crazy. It's just him in Russia. He's not doing anything wrong. He's just investigating a business interest. He wants to build Trump Tower there. Nothing wrong with that. Still, I never saw this video before. I also have another silly question that, I don't know. Here we go. All right. So let's start about there. It's in Russian,
Встреча Владимира Резина с крупнейшими магнатами из США, занимающимися недвижимостью. Первый вице-премьер не скрывал от гостей своей радости по поводу сути их визита, ведь доля американского капитала в московском бизнесе пока что ничтожно мала. Владимир Резин в общих чертах охарактеризовал положение столичного строительства и предложил несколько программ. в которое магнаты могли бы с выгодой для себя...
I think that's David Geovanis. And I think he goes by Geo. So, there it is. One of those persons here is Lorber. And actually, Lorber is the person who was one of the blocked numbers from Don Jr., I think immediately following or immediately before the Trump Tower meeting, with the Russian attorney, Natalia Veselnitskaya, where they were supposedly going to get dirt on Clinton. But really, it turned out it didn't pan out. It was just a big joke, according to the Trump people. In my opinion, I think that whole thing was kind of staged and faked. Anyways, they knew everyone was going to find out about it. It was in the Trump Tower, for goodness sakes. The meeting of Manafort with Kilimnik in the Havana room at the building owned by Kurt Kushner's father a few blocks away. That one I don't think they didn't plan on people finding out about, in my opinion. That one wasn't staged. But who knows? Who knows? So, but over here, I'll just so you know what this is all about. They want to talk to that guy. I don't know that they're ever going to get another chance. So, Senate investigators want to question a Moscow-based American businessman with long-standing ties to Donald Trump after a witness told them he could shed light on the president's commercial and personal activities in Russia dating back to the 1990s. Multiple sources have told CNN. When I read this article, it's not inconsequential. It really isn't. I read it and I was like, wow, because the Mercers pop up in here, who are also investors in Cambridge Analytica, originally were backing Ted Cruz. And I just don't want to quite get into that. But I was like, holy moly, I mean, they had vested interest in investment interest in this I think in this project of putting a Trump Tower in Moscow. I mean, I don't think that's insignificant, man. Being that they're investors in Cambridge Analytica and initially backed Ted Cruz. Very strange. The Senate Intelligence Committee, which is probing allegations of Russian interference in the 2016 elections, has been keen to speak with David Geovanis for several months. Geovanis helped organize the 1996 trip to Moscow by Trump, who was in the early stages of pursuing what would become a long-held goal of building a Trump Tower in the Russian capital. Years later, Geovanis worked for the Russian oligarch Oleg Deripaska. That's the dude with ties to Kilimnik. I didn't even know that. I didn't see this in the article first time around. Whose ties to Trump's 2016 campaign chairman Paul Manafort have also been an interest to investigators. Two witnesses have been given evidence to the Senate Intelligence Committee. Say they were asked about Geovanis' past relationship with the president. This is the first time Geovanis' name has been revealed in connection with various investigations underway into Russian influence in U.S. politics, which include sweeping new House investigation into Trump's financial interest. So, one of the two witnesses says the committee has a photograph of a younger Geovanis, apparently posing in a portrait with three partially clothed women, lightly clad women. That's what I think I was looking for before. The portrait once displayed in a Russian gallery under the title of The Capitalist. This is insignificant, but like I said, it's three women, lightly clad, partially clothed, and in front of Stalin, basically making fun of America, kind of. A third witness has alleged in written testimony seen by CNN that Geovanis may be valuable in the mystery of whether Russia had material on Trump. Known by the nickname Geo to his friends, Geovanis was born in Brockton, Massachusetts, where he is a graduate of Trump's alma mater, Wharton School of Business. After starting his career in finance, Geovanis went to Moscow to work for a Russian venture of a company called Brook Group, which owned land earmarked for the site of a proposed Trump Tower. When Trump came to town to promote the project, sources say it was Geovanis' job to show him around. Also on the trip were Brook Group's owners, the real estate mogul Bennett LeBeau and Howard Lorber. That's the Lorbers, the blocked call from Don Jr. Following the Trump Tower meeting with Veselnitskaya, who went on to become substantial donors to Trump's 2016 campaign. Trump personally acknowledged the pair from the podium after he won the 2016 New York Republican primary. Archived video report An archived video report of Trump's 1996 Moscow trip emerged online in late January. The news report, misidentified on YouTube as dating from 1995, shows Lorber, Lebo, and Trump. Lorber has already been linked to the Senate investigation into Russian meddling. The New York Times named him earlier this month as one of Trump family associates who spoke with Don Jr. from blocked numbers. I told you about the meeting. Was attended by top Trump campaign advisors. Blah, blah, blah. That's Nesselvetskaya. This is Donald Trump, seated center in the 1996 visit to Moscow right there. Can't make it bigger. When contacted by CNN via telephone, Geovanis declined to comment on his relationship with the president or talk about the photograph said to be in possession of the Senate Intelligence Committee. He would not disclose his location, although CNN was able to confirm he was in Moscow area as recently as this month. I think this is the photo they're talking about, not the photo with him with the partially clothed women that the Senate Intelligence Committee has, I guess. Who knows? It is not known whether Geovanis is also of interest to the investigation. Geovanis was quoted by the Moscow Times in 1996 as saying officials were very receptive to the original Trump Tower project. It is not clear what prompted the Senate Intelligence Committee's interest in Geovanis. Multiple sources familiar with the activities tell CNN their inquiries date back to spring last year when it sent him a letter requesting he give evidence. Lebo and Lorber changed their company name from Brook Group to Vector Group, a NASDAQ-listed cigarette and real estate company. Vector Group's top 3 shareholders include Renaissance Technology, which is a hedge fund. I'm slightly familiar with it when I used to be very interested in financial news matters. The hedge fund, once run by Robert Mercer, the conservative donor who was once patron of business and political ventures of Steve Bannon, Trump's former chief strategist. So it was once. So they weren't investors. A hedge fund once run by Robert Mercer, whether or not they own a large amount of Renaissance Technologies is unknown to me. That's kind of what I was getting to. I was looking for in this article. It's nearly done. That's it. One more time, just to check this out. I mean, I will say Trump looks like a tough business person, for sure. Not a man to be messed with. So, let's check it out one more time.
С крупнейшими магнатами из США, занимающимися недвижимостью. Первый вице-премьер не скрывал от гостей своей радости по поводу сути их визита, ведь доля американского капитала в московском бизнесе пока что ничтожно мала. Владимир Ресин в общих чертах охарактеризовал положение исторического
that's the story there, I will say, even though CNN is like the hate Trump network, I've been noticing CNN being a little nicer to Trump. I've just been noticing certain subtleties where they kind of, slide off here and slide off there. And I'm telling you, he's got the goods on lots of people. And one of them is Hillary Clinton, too. And with Hillary Clinton, it's not just goods. I think it's major doozy stuff, big time. But, it's just a thought, dude. It's just a thought. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below. And I will see you in the next video. Later, man.